My name is Sergeant Mike Ruth. I'm a veteran of the Canadian Airborne Regiment, the Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry, and the Canadian Rangers. I have proudly served our country on tours within Afghanistan, Somalia, and Bosnia. Today I now serve to honor the legacy of my fallen brothers in arms and the rights and freedoms of all Canadians in yet another tour of duty called the Rude Awakening Tour. As a veteran of several wars, I can state that all of us are now potential casualties within the war. Between billion-dollar big pharma corporations and the healthier alternatives of natural medicine, war is most often the setting for crimes against humanity, and we are clearly witnessing that today. Let us be most mindful that governments have actually killed more humans than any terrorist organization or criminal or known criminal entity ever has. Not one Canadian soldier, including myself, ever put on a uniform, served, or sacrificed their life and their limbs in order for any domestic authority or any foreign agency to tyrannically dictate the terms of our nation's freedoms, including our health and our wealth and our wellness choices. In times where foreign interference has become a matter of national security concerns, the Canadian Food Inspection Agency has repeatedly acted in a most treacherous way while under the foreign influences of the World Organization of Animal Health, which is actually based outside of Canada. The CFIA has been allowed to operate with impunity, a lack of transparency, right? That's why they unplug cameras and stuff, right? And an absence of accountability, right? Their insidious modus operandi functions under the false pretenses of providing safety, based upon mere suspicion, have resulted in the needless deaths of healthy animals and family farms. Where's our food security? Does that factor in at all? I don't think so, right? And it is no coincidence that the German phrase, which I cannot say, ihr Sicherheit, whatever, in English, for your safety, was fearfully promoted as a reason for ushering trusting people onto trains at a certain time in our history. CFIA death squads are now digging burial pits as obliging police look on, just following orders, right? Some historical similarities are far too real. Some harsh lessons appear to have escaped our remembrance. Went overseas to fight against fascists and foreign tyrants. Fascism, by definition, is the system of government whereby the means of production may be owned by individuals, but is most often rigidly and arbitrarily controlled by the government. For those of us with eyes to see, fascism is clearly upon us right now, right here in Canada and right here in Edgewood, hiding in plain sight. It is time to pick a side, to preserve the honor of our ancestors who picked a side and those who fought for our freedoms, or to stand idly watching foreign regulated government agents literally breaking the laws of our criminal code as they attempt to steal our hard-fought freedoms and our future to the benefit of others, right? And just to add, right, with my recent experience with the Legion here in Edgewood, right? But There's nothing more controversial than truth. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at war. It is a war that is like no other before this time in our history. The tactics of our adversaries and their treacherous enablers are much like carbon monoxide. Many do not see or sense them until it is far too late. It has been said that everyone wants to be a patriot until it is time to do something patriotic. The very men you gather to honor under the roofs of legions coming up and before our nation's cenotaphs and memorials are the very men who fought against the regime that made its citizens show their papers, often under the influences of fear, sponsored media, and government propaganda. That same regime also engaged in medical experiments upon its citizens. Sadly, and more recently, many branches of the Royal Canadian Legion made citizens show their papers to enter, merely to prove that they had participated in a medical experiment. This is shameful and often unspoken historical reality, one that was truly disrespectful of the very reasons for our ancestors' service, their remembrance, and the true symbolism of the poppy. Those who fail to stand for something will often fall for anything. As a gesture of true patriot love and genuine respect for our fallen, I now most literally ask those of you here today to rise up from your seats, right? And to show your support and to demonstrate the moral courage that is now required of you and every Canadian to rise up across our land and to stand on guard for thee. Thank you for your support. Love you all. Take care and thank you for your time.